Hello friends, welcome to Data Dive. My name is Pankaj. Through this channel, I'm going to share my learning and experiences which I gained over the years working in BI field. Mainly, I'll be creating videos about SAP data services and Microsoft SQL Server integration services. I will be also posting videos about tips and techniques which I learned working on different databases such as Microsoft SQL Server and Oracle database. So please subscribe to my channel and also press the bell icon so that whenever I post a new video, you can quickly learn through it. Thank you. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about lookups in SAP Data Services. This video is part of series of videos which I'm going to create on the same topic. So, let's get on with it. So, in this video, we are going to talk about what is lookup. Then we are going to see a scenario where we need to implement lookup. Third, we are going to see what is the source and what is the target in a lookup. We are also going to see how we are going to implement this in SAP data services. We will be mainly looking at lookup underscore ext function from bots. And there is one interesting bit which I am going to share in this video, that is how you are going to check the SQL query generated by the lookup function. Okay, let's discuss what is a lookup. I will try to explain this using a scenario. So we have two dataset A and dataset B. Dataset A has three columns, column A, column B, column C. Dataset B has two columns, column C and column D. We can see that column C is matching in both the dataset. So if I need to know what is the value of column D for all the records in column A, I can perform a lookup, and that is where this lookup comes into play. So basically in dataset A, I have column A and column B and some value in column C. I will take the value from column C and match it with dataset B column C, and then I will try to get value of column D to dataset A. So in this scenario, lookup is used. So for lookup, we need to identify what is the source data and what is the lookup data. In this case, for me, the source data set is dataset A and the lookup data set is dataset B. Another important point which I would like to highlight is that uh, column name need not match explicitly between source data and lookup data. If you see here, the name of the column is column C. In dataset B also we have name of column as column C. In dataset B, the name of column can be anything, column F, column Z, whatever. But if we know the data or the values in column C matches with the value in this column, then we can definitely do a lookup. Matching of column names is not a explicit criteria for lookup. Okay, let's see a example scenario. I have an orders data set which have different columns such as order ID, order type, net value quantity, delivery ID. I have another data set delivery person which has delivery ID, person name, hire date. Let's say if I want to know what is the name of person who is delivering a particular order, that information is not present in orders table. That information is present in delivery person table. In orders table, we only have delivery ID. So for a given order, I know this is my delivery ID. I will go to this table delivery person and I will see what is the matching delivery ID there. Is this, and I will get the name of the person who is delivering that order. That is Peter. So now we know that Peter is delivering this order. This particular order is being delivered by Peter. Even if the person name is not present in orders table, we can get it just by doing lookup between orders and delivery person table. So till now I tried to explain this through these slides. Let's go see a demo in bots. Now we are going to see it in bots. Whatever we learned till now, we are going to implement it in bots. So first, like I have created a project, I am going to create a new job here. Let me name that job as demo test, and I'm going to create a data flow within this. Demo test. So before doing lookup or anything, we need to have the two data set, which is our source data set and our target data set. I already have those in our data store. So I have already created an orders table. I will show you the data here. So this order table has these delivery IDs and whatever information we just saw in our slides. We also have delivery person table. Let's see the data here. For each delivery ID, the name of the person is present here. So the first thing is, if I'm going to perform a lookup on a table or anything, those table has to be imported within our data store. This we have to remember. Okay, let's get on with it. So I have imported orders table. I'm using it in our data flow as source. I'm going to add a new query transform here and quickly going to get all the fields here. And so to do lookup, like if you need to use the lookup function, I'm going to show you one way. I'm going to show the other ways also in the next videos, but for now, see, I'm going to right click here and do new function call, and I'm going to say insert below. It will open up all the functions which are present here. I'm going for lookup function, and the name of the function is lookup ext. You will see a description, translate column values using lookup table, file, memory table. We will see all those. So this is the lookup ext function window. Now, if we see this window, we need to first thing, the most important thing is we need to define the lookup table. And as I told, we need to have source data set as well as lookup data set. Let's go here and let's go to our data store DS sales and let's use delivery person table here. Okay, so once I use this table, you will see that the column in lookup table values are populated automatically. You will also notice that in lookup table, here the delivery person table name will be show up and all the fields which are present in the table will show up here. Now, if I have now lookup table, what I need to do next? I need to establish a condition between my source data set and lookup data set. So we already have this lookup data set. Let's see our input schema, that is the source data set. We already have the fields. So we need to define a condition. And the condition is going to be delivery ID of the lookup table should be matching with delivery ID of the orders table. So delivery ID of the lookup table matching with the delivery ID of orders table. I need to drag and drop this one. So once these two fields are matching, what is the value which we need? The value which is we need is person name from lookup table, which you can click here and get it. It will automatically populate the output column name. If you want, you can change it. I just want it to be a person name. I will finish this and we are done. You can see this value here. And if I add another query transform, let me add another query transform because I want to show. See here we have now person name also as part of my source schema. I'll drag and drop everything here. I'm going to define a template table in my schema just to show the data. I'm just giving this name and let's save this one. We are saving the job, the data flow, and the tables. Let's validate this. Yep, no errors found. Let me run this job. So the job has completed successfully. Let's see data in this table. See, we are getting person name. So for this order ID, I'm getting Peter. For this one, we are getting BB12. for BB11 we are getting Tim. If we really want to validate the value, let's see what is the name of person BB11. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the name is Tim. That's what we are getting there. So for A12 we are getting Peter, for A13 we are getting Alex. So we are able to successfully perform the lookup. And just to remind once again, the key things which we need are, we need to have the lookup data set. What is our lookup data set? That is delivery person. And once we have identified the lookup data set, we need to match the one column in lookup data set to the column in input data set, which is our source data set. That's why I told, let's say in lookup table, it was not delivery ID, it was something like delivery number, something like that, delivery ID number. But still, we can match it with delivery ID from the table. We can write some expressions here, which we'll cover in our next videos. And then once the lookup condition is met, we are getting this output. Now, if I want to modify our lookup function, what we can do is we need to go to the query transform, click on lookup ext function, and then click on modify function call. We will again get the same window. Now, what the change which I want to make here is I want also to get higher date. Yeah, I selected and I finished it. So I should also make the change in this query transform. Bring higher date here. Let me run this job again. Let me save it and trigger this job. So basically what we are doing is, for a given order, not only we are taking the person who is delivering the order, we also taking the date on which that particular person was hired. So let's see, and see for a given person we have date as well. So this order is delivered by Peter and Peter was hired on this date. So that's what this lookup is doing. Now one more interesting bit which I want to tell you is, what is the query which is fired by this lookup function? So to know that, what we should do is go to this job, right click execute, go to trace. Here you will see an option called trace SQL function. Click this and make it yes. Let the job run and let's see what we get in our trace log now. So in our trace log we get select person name, hire date, delivery ID from delivery person. This is the SQL query submitted from lookup function. This is a very important trace option which we should know, because everything will be good if your lookup table is having say 1000 of record. Things will complicate when lookup table is going to have 1 million records, because the query which this lookup function is firing to databases select person name, hire date, delivery ID from delivery person table, and whatever data which comes from database, all that data will be stored in bot's memory. It's not pushed down, so the bot's engine has to fire a query to database, read all the data to its engine, and then it needs to perform lookup. This will become very critical in optimizing lookups. So we should know how to enable the trace when you are doing the development in your dev environment. You should definitely see what kind of query is being fired, and you should also think of different possibilities. What can happen if the data set, lookup data set increases? We will cover more about this in our next video. But before that, let's see one other important thing. So till now we saw orders and delivery person data set. I'm introducing one more data set here, that is order type description. So if you see in orders table, we have order type as one of renewal. I have another data set that is order type description, that is having two fields, order type and order type description. If it is one of, this is a one of order, renewal, this is renewal order, just some description for it. But the difference here is, this order type description is a file. Delivery person was a table, but this order type description is a file. So can I perform lookup in bots by when our lookup data set is a file. That's why whenever I try to talk about lookup, I say lookup data set, because that data set can be a file or it can be a table. Delivery person was table and order type description is a file. So how we are going to handle it? Let's see that in bots. So just to show you, I have this orders file in my local drive setup where two fields are there, order type and order type description, and I need to use that as a lookup table, as a lookup data set in my job. So what I need to do is I need to perform a lookup. To do that, first, if it is a file, I need to define a file format. To define a format, I will go here, I will right click here and I will select file format, and I will give a name like lookup demo test, and I'm going to choose which file it is. It is in my local, so yeah, this is the folder, this is the root directory, and this is the file present there. Once I select it, it will say override the schema. See it overwritten, and see it is also showing the data, but you see the difference. If it is even considering the column names also as a row. So to fix that, I just need to skip row header, and once I do that, yeah, it created order type and as well as order type description, two fields, and these are the data here. This we are going to save this one. So as I have told before as well, when we are doing lookup, sorry, as I told before, when we are doing lookup, we need to have that data set. In case of tables, that table has to be imported in our data store. If we are going to use a file format has to be defined, then only we can use in our lookup transform. So let's see how we are going to do it. So I'm going to add another function call here, and this one will again be the lookup function. Here in the lookup table option, if you go here and drop down, you will see file format here, and you will see all the file format. Let's see if I had defined this ff lookup demo test. Let's use it. It will throw some error, right? The reason is, in case of file, let's go to this browse option, because bots will understand a schema name dot something. So if I go to browse option, I can get this file, and if I click it, you see the name of the file is file format dot where the file is present, the exact file name. Okay, that is what this is. And if I go to my lookup table option, I can see the file name here, and I can see the two fields. Let's have order type here, and from input schema from orders, I need to match it with order type, and I need from the lookup table what I need order type description, right? So let's run this job one more time. Let's see what we wanted to do has been successful or not. This time I had not enabled the trace, that's why you don't see the SQL query here. Let's go to this data flow and see the data here. See, we are getting data for renewal, but we are not getting data for one-off. Let's see why that can happen. It means, so this is an interesting scenario where for renewal I'm getting this is renewal order, and see one value is order is not complete, so that we need to correct by giving the proper field name, but for one off we are getting null. Why did it happen? So to see that, let's go here and check in our source data. One off is one underscore OFF, but in our source it one hyphen OFF. That's the difference. So through this I wanted to show you that if you don't get a matching record, you will get null value for it. So this one out does not match with the value which is there in the file. That's why I got order type description as null. Now for renewal, we got a match and order type description got the value, but it didn't get the complete value. Some of the one last R of the order was truncated. So that can be corrected by giving the proper field name in varchar and data type. So just to summarize about this video, in this video we saw what is lookup, we saw how to use lookups in bots, we also saw an example scenario, we saw that what is a source, what is a target, means what is the lookup data set. For lookup data set we can use tables, we can use file, we saw the demo for both in our bots. We also saw how to use lookup ext function, as well as one important thing which we saw in this video was how to check the SQL query generated by the lookup function by enabling the trace option. So this concludes part 1 of this series. I will be posting next video where I'm going to talk about advanced concepts in lookup. I'm going to talk about custom SQL, whether we should be using lookup or we should use left outer join and things like that. And we will also see it's not going for lookup condition, it's not the equality is the only condition. You can also have greater than and less than as your lookup condition. So there are multiple things in lookup which is still we need to cover. Those are some advanced topic, as well as I'm going to talk in detail how to optimize your lookup function and how to find where the bottleneck is. So till then, thanks everyone.